So hello, Alex. Welcome to our virtual stage. We know it has been a little bit delayed by the previous speaker, but now the time is now. So we are welcoming Alex Starikov, who is a growth manager at Whitebit, and Whitebit is one of the largest crypto fiat exchanges in Europe. Uh,
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you. Were you able to hear us?
Yes, I apologize. I think we are a little bit early on schedule, so that's why I missed it.
Yes. Very little bit. So, do you need any help with uploading the presentation?
No, I'm fine. Let me click the present button and I think I'm good to go.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let me know you can see my presentation now.
Yeah, now we can probably see.
Okay, perfect. Okay, hey everyone. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Alex Starikov. I'm growth manager at Whitebit. And today I would like to talk about how we can leverage the power of digital identities and the Whitebit Soul ecosystem, which I will explain in this presentation, in order to push the adoption of the blockchain technology further. So in this presentation, I will walk you through the Whitebit journey and how the company went from zero to an ecosystem of Web3 products with over 4 million users worldwide. We will also take a look at the current state of the global blockchain adoption across enterprise and retail markets. We will discuss the challenges and the biggest problems that the technology is facing today. And after that, I will share the Whitebit approach for solving these problems with the help of Whitebit Network and Whitebit Soul products. So let's start with the Whitebit journey. So the company was founded in 2018 as a centralized exchange product. It was founded by entrepreneurs and Web3 enthusiasts from Kharkiv, Ukraine, which is like the second biggest city in Ukraine. And in just a matter of 5 years, the company went from the small team to a large team with a lot of talents. And we've built a whole ecosystem of products, which is currently used by a large number of both institutional and retail clients. So today, Whitebit is used by over 1,000 institutional customers and about 4 million retail users. We have about 1,000 employees, which are working across 8 offices worldwide. And our platform offers 270 digital assets, which are available for trading across over 350 trading pairs. To give you like a bit more details about what our ecosystem of product looks like, you can see this circle visualization here. And in the middle, you can see that our key flagship product is the trading platform Whitebit. But besides Whitebit, we also have a bunch of other products. Among them is WhiteSwap, which is a decentralized trading protocol. We also have WhitePay, which is a crypto payment technology, which allows online and offline businesses to accept payments in crypto. We have educational and entertainment products like Gagarin Show, Gagarin News. We have WhiteX, which is the crypto gift cards product. And we have our newly launched product, which is our own blockchain called Whitebit Network. This one went live just a couple of months ago. Okay, let me move on. So I'll just want to give you like a bit more information about our partners. And I would like to start with saying that we are big fans of sports and esports movements. That's why Whitebit is proud to be an official cryptocurrency exchange of Barcelona Football Club, national football team of Ukraine, and Trabzonspor Football Club. On the esports and gaming side, we have a strategic partner, Faceit, which is like a very large gaming platform with over like 21 million users. And together with Faceit, we've recently organized a lot of interesting gaming events when the participants of the events could compete for getting additional rewards in cryptocurrency. And also, of course, our friends from the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine. Together with them, we've launched a couple of Web3 educational products, and we are also exploring the ways to integrate the Web3 features into DIA. DIA is a digital app which offers government services to over 19 million users of Ukraine. And this is about half of the population of the country. Our partnership network is pretty broad. We work with market makers, exchanges, brokers, asset managers, private investors, and so on. And we encourage anyone who is interested to become our partner to join our network to add more synergy to our relationship. Now, let's move on into the state of the blockchain adoption slides. On these slides, we will take a look at some interesting data which was produced by some research companies over the world, which will also come along with our own observations about where we are, where we're moving, and what prevents the blockchain adoption from going into masses. So first, let's talk about some key global trends which we think will push blockchain adoption in the future. Among these trends are global uncertainties in geopolitics. Unfortunately, we are seeing that the world is going into a new geopolitics phase, and that phase actually means that moving forward, the players will have less trust, because typically the uncertainties, they lead to less trust, and that increases the speed of decision making, which in turn reduces the efficiency of the processes and reduces and makes the negative impact on the economy and the social life of people. The next one is global automation and AI adoption trends. So what we are seeing is that AI is getting very hot topic right now. And in order for the AI builders to build more accurate, more efficient models, it would be great for them to have access to public data which might be stored on a blockchain. Having access to this data, to the patterns, behavior patterns of users, will allow the developers to create better and more efficient products. And we are a big believers in intersection of these two technologies of blockchain and AI. And we believe that on this intersection, we might have a really brand new generation of products which will solve the existing social problems much better. The next one is a growing trust in DeFi and NFT protocol sustainability. So what that means, we've seen recently that in the past few years, we had days with some crazy volatility, right? When the prices of assets were going up and down, there were some problems with centralized products, but at the same time, the DeFi products like decentralized exchanges and other protocols, they work smoothly. Yes, we do have some problems with scalability, but the protocols worked exactly as they were expected, which in our opinion creates and adds to the trust into the sustainability of these products. We are also seeing that big players are joining the game. We are seeing like the leading banks launching their own blockchains. We are seeing the leading payment companies launching their own dApps like stablecoins. We are seeing the asset managers worldwide are going to open the gate for their clients and allow them to invest in digital assets. So we think it's a very important signal that the big guys believe in the technology, and that will push the adoption further. Yeah, and the very last one, of course, is the new generation of adults are entering the global economy. which means that people who were grown on the narratives of Bitcoin, decentralization, Ethereum, Web3, all these people will soon make a huge impact on where our economy is today. And we believe that will also push the adoption of blockchain technology further. Okay, let me jump to the next slide. Now, let's talk a little bit about what we call the era of progressive centralization. So what is that? Well, in early days of Bitcoin and the emergence of blockchain, and all throughout till 2020s, we've heard the narrative that decentralized products will disrupt the markets, replace the existing leading players in many sectors of life, and that retail users will completely switch to non-custodial and decentralized apps to achieve financial freedom. So it was expected to go like from here to here and eventually lead to a mass adoption, right? And some elements of this narrative did come through. However, we've seen that this concept also failed in some way due to the poor UX of new products, scalability issues of the technology, lack of education, numerous cases of bad actors stealing the user money motivated by pure power of human greed. And all of that kind of pushed the adoption back. That's why we believe that the new narrative that we will see in the next decade, or maybe decades, will be that traditional brands, businesses, governments, all of them will eventually integrate blockchain and invest in educating their huge user base, which is typically millions of hundreds of millions of users, in order to stay competitive and compliant. That's why we believe that the key takeaway of this slide is that we are slowly moving into this so-called era of progressive centralization, which will move forward along with the traditional thought of decentralized platforms, and the synergy of both movements will craft our future in the next years. Another interesting observation and very interesting number, which proves that the adoption of blockchain is here, it's already happening. This is not something that will happen in future, is the data provided by the recent research by Bruin Howard Digital, which was published in August this year. And the guys actually calculated the total volume of transactions of stablecoins, which were settled in 2022, and that number was a fascinating $11 trillion. You can compare that to 11.6 trillion, which was processed by the largest Web2 payment system. So it's equal, which is like fascinating. And also 11 trillion of stablecoins that constitute about 1% of the total volume, which is settled by the FedWire, which in my opinion is really amazing. So basically, stablecoin use case is already here. It offers unique benefits. I mean, the international transfer takes like a couple of seconds compared to days when you do it via traditional banking system. But is that stablecoin adoption sustainable, right? Maybe that was just like a temporary spike. And do we expect it to go down? Again, the data from the same report proves that this trend is quite sustainable. And if we take a look at the number of active stablecoin users starting from 2018 till nowadays, that number is only going up. And currently, about 20% of all stablecoin users, they do at least one transaction a week. So 20% are considered to be weekly active users. The average year-over-year growth is about 35%. And what's really interesting that there is currently a very subtle correlation with crypto trading volumes. So basically, the people using stablecoins, no matter whether the price of Bitcoin is going up and down. And the very last point here is that basically public Web2 companies with hundreds of millions of users are launching their own stablecoins, expecting their users to start using the new type of dApps, which is also very good for the adoption. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, and the last slide about stablecoins. If we take the total number of stablecoin users, which is about 25 million accounts, and if we imagine that those users would become a bank, that would be the number 5 bank in the US, which is also like very interesting stats in my opinion. The next slide, actually another interesting data insight produced by the Boston Consulting Group in their recent report called Asset Tokenization in Crypto Winter. And it refers to the problem of illiquid assets. If you think of the world's wealth today, like a big chunk of that wealth is illiquid, right? When I say illiquid, I refer to illiquid assets like real estate, including home equity, natural resources like land, commodities, public infrastructure, fine art. I mean, this list is quite long. And right now, if you want to sell like one of these assets, the number of potential customers is limited typically to your location and to other factors. That's why we believe, and this is what Boston Consulting Group believes in, that by 2030, the total number of tokenized assets might reach like 10% of the global GDP, which sounds like a big opportunity for everyone involved in this process. However, it all comes with a piece of salt, and with all these benefits and new opportunities offered by blockchain technology, we are seeing the growth of the digital fraud and the problems of data protection. The most recent survey by GDP, which was called the Global State of Digital Identity, identified some really big problems in both retail and business segments. 83% of surveyed retail customers mentioned that they believe that data protection is the responsibility of a business. So they do not want to take care of their data protection themselves. They expect their partner, the brand they trust, the government, or whoever they are dealing with, they expect them to be responsible for the data they provide. 85% of the consumers prefer to work with the brands that has advanced identity verification systems. So despite all these complexities with identity verification, users put the security first. So it's all about security, and then it's UX. For the businesses, this report reveals some other interesting insights. Like 55% of the businesses who participated in the survey mentioned that they have suffered fraud attacks in the past year, which is like a lot in my opinion. So every second business was a potential victim for fraudsters who tried to steal the money or make the negative impact for the business in some way. While 66% of the surveyed businesses, they believe that the fraud levels have increased or stayed the same in the past year. So all of this actually reminds us about the importance of how important is it to make sure that you interact with the person and you know who that person is, and have some kind of a technology which ensures that the data provided by that person is real and the person is who it pretends to be. That's why we believe that solution to solve some of these problems, of course not every, but most of these problems can be solved with the implementation of blockchain and Web3 digital identities. So this technology will help us to make an easy access to decentralized apps. It will help us to deal with data privacy. It will help us to stay compliant with the regulation, and it will help us to minimize the fraud. That's why Whitebit, in August this year, we've launched our new product, which is a decentralized blockchain platform, which we called Whitebit Network. And Whitebit Soul is our ecosystem for digital identities, with the goal to solve this problem and make the positive impact on the whole industry. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what our blockchain is about. So we launched the blockchain based on the Go Ethereum protocol, which is considered to be the golden standard for decentralized platforms today. As a result of this decision, many tooling, binaries, and documentation of the blockchain is based on Ethereum. So we kind of utilize the familiar terms, the concepts which are commonly associated with the Ethereum ecosystem, and we ensure like a seamless transition for those who is familiar with the existing Web3 ecosystem of Ethereum. And while the underlying technology and terminology remain consistent, Whitebit Network blockchain brings unique features and some new innovations to the table. And we offer some new approaches to the to the distinct user experience and address some specific needs within the Whitebit products ecosystem. Talking a little bit about our blockchain, as I mentioned, it was a hard fork from Go Ethereum, so it's EVM compatible. We are using a proof of authority consensus mechanism, which allows our blockchain to be pretty fast. The block time is only 2 seconds, and the average cost of transaction is a fraction of a dollar. And the blockchain is powered by our native coin, which is Whitebit token. Since launch, the blockchain has processed 26 million transactions, and about 20,000 people joined our Whitebit Soul ecosystem. We've also made several modifications to the Ethereum protocol to improve its foundation. We improved the core functionality and also tailored it to the specific needs of our blockchain ecosystem. The goal was actually to optimize performance, enhance security, and introduce some innovative features, which we believe will improve the overall adoption. Now let's talk a little bit about our innovation, which we called the Whitebit Soul and its main components. So what is Whitebit Soul? So let me start with our mission. At Whitebit, we kind of aim to support the mass adoption of the blockchain technology. So we've been seeking to implement some tool that will allow users to represent their identity on chain in an anonymous way, right? Without sacrificing their privacy and without revealing the data. And we took the inspiration from the concept of soul-bound tokens, which I believe most of you heard about. That concept was introduced in May 2022 by Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin in his white paper and research that was called Decentralized Society, Finding Web3 Soul. So Whitebit Soul basically serves as a central point in our entire ecosystem, and it represents individual identities within the network. Any user of the Whitebit trading platform can create a personal Whitebit Soul. How are they going to do it? So they would need to link their verified profile with their blockchain wallet. We currently allow the user to connect up to 4 wallets to their profile, and each Whitebit Soul owner can mark a linked address as inactive or revoke address. They can change the primary wallet to any secondary one or restore a revoked wallet. So we kind of offer a lot of flexibility here. And to maximize security, we also all procedures which are related to the Whitebit Soul are executed through the support of Whitebit team. Now let's talk a little bit about the main components of our Whitebit Soul ecosystem. It consists of 2 parts. It's soul attributes and soul-bound tokens. So I will talk a little bit about this. So we utilize the separate mechanism, which is called Whitebit Soul features, to characterize each Whitebit Soul. And it consists of 2 parts. So we have soul attributes and soul-bound tokens. And soul attributes, these are kind of immutable Whitebit Soul characteristics, right? For example, like the amount of Whitebit token that you hold on your wallet. And these characteristics, they can be changed over time based on what user is doing or based on his actions and some other factors. The soul-bound tokens, These are immutable characteristics of a white bit soul. They represent some unique accomplishments or statuses which are associated with the soul. You can consider them as some achievements or medals which a user receives in exchange for some action. Think of this in a way that some protocols can motivate their users to continue using the service by offering them some unique soulbound tokens, which later will open some new opportunities in the product ecosystem, which will offer some better yield, better reputation, and so on. So soulbound tokens, they are tied to the user wallets. So once issued, they cannot be transferred or sent. So this is something that will live with your wallet forever. The soul component also serves like the foundation of our whole ecosystem. It can create new souls that contains rules for all other souls, and it manages all other souls. In contrast, the feature component complements and it expands kind of the logic of the use case of the white bit soul ecosystem. Okay, let's move on. So how the whole white bit soul ecosystem works. So in a nutshell, this is a set of smart contracts which are deployed on our blockchain. And like in previous slide, it consists of two major parts. The first one is a soul component, right? Which kind of is a soul registry smart contract, which functions are to create new souls. It also contains mapping to primary address and secondary address. And the soul registry, it's used to execute soul registry config, which kind of makes some changes to the contract. And it also executes the creation of new souls. And on the other hand, we are using the soul features component, which kind of expands the functionality of the key soul component. This one is a little bit more complicated. So here we have several smart contracts. One of them is soul attribute registry. So the soul attribute registry, it connects with our soul attribute contract. And the purpose of that contract is to describe single attribute specification. And it also validates the value with the internal logic. Another component of the soul feature is soul-bound token registry. That one sent messages to soul-bound token collections, and the soul token-bound collections provides available token IDs, and it also asserts that token can be bound to a specific soul. Okay, let's move on. So within this soul-bound ecosystem, we have introduced the first use case, how this can be used. And we call that soul drop, which is actually the on-chain dynamic reward mechanism, right? That is kind of rewards calculation system according to which users are encouraged to stake their white bit token in order to generate yield from the rewards fund. And all of this operates on principles of compounding, right? The more you hold your tokens, the more yield you get. It means basically that the rewards accumulated in the previous period becomes a part of the white bit token holding to calculate the next reward. A period is fixed time interval, which lasts like 30 days, during which the calculations are performed. All these calculations are remuneration and is based on the amount of white bit tokens in holding. And the holding level, in turn, impacts the period of reward percentage. So all these rewards are calculated based on these percentages and the amount that you held in your wallet. And the goal of this is to incentivize the users to hold the token to eventually achieve more substantial returns over time. The period of rewards percentage varies. It will depend on each holding level, which you can see in this table, starting at 1.31% for level 1. and going down to 1.67% for the level 11, which is like the maximum level in our mechanism. I also would like to mention that with the launch of the blockchain, Whitebit has launched the Whitebit Foundation Grants Program, and we are happy to get in touch with the most prominent builders who would like to leverage the solutions we offer and give a try to our Whitebit Soul ecosystem mechanisms. And feel free to scan this QR code and get in touch with us. That's pretty much it. We would be happy to stay in touch, and we are very grateful to the organizers for this opportunity adoption and represent our brand on this event.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for this data-driven and very nicely put presentation. I personally wasn't aware how big and how how many angles of activities and how many different edges you perceive. I actually the presentation was we can say longer than typical presentation. I mean, I'm saying this is the format of our event. So basically, thank you for this presentation. But there is actually there was a good book. Position in the battle for your mind, and which says that I would like to ask you, what are the 3 top products your company is currently providing to the market, which are the advantages of those?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, is our flagship product is a Whitebit trading platform. So I think the biggest advantages over the competitors is the user interface, the speed, and the liquidity. Like this is right. This is what is important for traders. They want to execute their trades fast. They want to have like a low slippage, and they want to be able to trade as many assets as possible. So this is our flagship product, and we put a lot of efforts into keeping it competitive. The second most important product, in my opinion, will be the WhitePay. Basically, WhitePay solves like a huge problem of using your crypto to pay for real world products, right? And with WhitePay, we actually can connect the traditional sellers of products and services with the users who want to use their crypto to pay for their daily usage of the services and goods that they use in their daily life, right? That is very important. And I think number 3 will be our blockchain product, which just started. I mean, we've just launched it, but we are going to put a lot of effort and a lot of focus on this platform, because what we believe is that in order to build the ecosystem of loyal customers, we need to offer both centralized and decentralized products. Just like in that slide about progressive centralization, just like we mentioned, we believe we are moving into the era where we will have both like centralized authorities and companies using blockchain, along with the public blockchains and builders building on these blockchains. So in order to maximize the satisfaction of our customers, we will have this blockchain in order to keep these users within our ecosystem.
Well, thank you so much for this. Let's wait. Maybe anyone else have other questions. And otherwise, I will be inviting to our virtual stage the next speaker. We have 2 more speakers today, Brian Telebi and Valeria Panina. Both presentations will be related to the education activities. And yeah, I think there are no more questions. Alex, thank you so much for this great presentation. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you more at our events. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.